this is Off the Grid 2. Now this show is about one group's experience living off the grid. Some people say, you're not off the grid, change the channel, you're on YouTube. Now this show won't be about defining the term. The term off the grid is defined by people differently, but I can say from my year experience up here, it's always been a work in progress. Now at the present, we got 3 people, 5 dogs, and 1 cat, and 14 chickens, and I've been off the grid for 336 days and counting. One of the first things that I had to learn about when I came up here was energy. I mean, you know, the system of power and everything, and basic energy conservation. After living in San Francisco in the Bay Area for the last decade, you know, this took some adjusting. Now, I've been coming up here, you know, for years before I moved up here and everything. And back then, we didn't have the juice that we have today.
I first came up here, I came up in my truck with pulling a camper. And I had an inverter attached to the battery of the truck, which provided electricity for AC electricity. And I used that when I needed to use power tools like drills and stuff. I used also DC electricity, 12 volts at the time, with 1 automotive battery. And what I powered with that mostly was my shortwave radio. It has the option to power on DC. The way I charged the battery, of course, like I just didn't sit here with running the truck to charge the battery. That's really like waste of gas or diesel fuel, or in this case vegetable oil. But anyway, it's a waste. And so what I would do is every time I go to town, I would charge the battery in the truck. And then by the time I got back from town, because it's like 1.5 hours with that big truck, just to get to the main road. So minimum going to town, even if I did, you know, didn't do anything at all, was like 3 hours. So I charged the battery, and then with that battery charge, I could listen to the radio, the shortwave radio, or sometimes I'd play my iPod onto an old set of computer speakers that I rewired. After that, I bought a generator, an old Lister copy generator. The idea was to run it on vegetable oil. It's huge, 28 horsepower. It weighs about a ton, literally. The engine is about 2,000 pounds. The generator head itself is almost 1,000 pounds. And it generates 24 kilowatts, no more than that. Anyway, way more than I would ever want to use. And I ran it, built it. It took about well over a year to build it because I had to build a building to put it in first. And so I got this huge generator, and I buried underground cable from the generator running 220 from the generator house, which is also the tool shed, to what we call uptown, which is where we are now, and to downtown, which is down the hill. We also have the suburbs, which is up. Anyway, it's all got 220, 100 amp service. We have so much electricity here that we actually have to use it. It also runs on vegetable oil. The generator, the 28 kilowatt generator running on vegetable oil. So run now 4 hours, take about 2 gallons of vegetable oil, and all the power that we can ever possibly use. Good place for dogs that have no place in the city, and they have something to do up here. They have a job, which is healthy for dogs. Emotional stability is to feel like they're needed. just a few seconds ago, the 3600 RPM gasoline generator from Home Depot was running, and that is the backup generator for the big diesel generator that runs on vegetable oil, which is currently not running, which is why we're running a backup generator. What happened was the Lister engine had a problem and ended up twisting off the camshaft, and it broke about like a year ago, and I haven't fixed it. So anyway, get the generator fixed right away or come up with an alternate solution, at which time I decided to get some solar panels. So I got 3 solar panels producing in reality about 400 watts, 400 to 500 on a nice sunny day. And they go to a charge controller, which goes to a set of 48-volt batteries that I got at Sam's Club, golf cart batteries. And I've been growing the system, you know. Then later on I got a good inverter, not one of these cheap Craig and Auto supply inverters. Now they work okay for running your coffee grinder or something like that, but they really don't work for other stuff, and they're not very efficient. So I finally got a good Outback, is a brand name, inverter, sine wave inverter, pure sine wave, has a charger built in so that when I'm running the generator, I'm also charging the battery, which is very useful too, because then you can take maximum use of the generator while you're running it to charge the battery. You're not completely dependent on the solar panels. That's right, different types of light bulbs make a huge difference. 40-watt fluorescent lights. Right now I've got, when I turn on all the lights we have in the studio with the exception of the film light, it runs 10 watts outside, 5 watts there, 10 watts there. What did I just say, about 25 watts total. So in the future, actually, on that light note, I want to put a wind generator up because very often on days that it's not sunny, like when it's raining, it is windy, and so we still get electricity. And also I need to fix the grease generator, and that's so I don't have to run the backup generator, which runs on gasoline. In the future, I do want to experiment with other concepts, but I have no idea what I'll come up with, because that's what research is all about. You know, you work towards something and you might end up someplace else.
Bring it.